Welcome, gamers, to the Off Hunting Podcast. This time, we're doing a Pride special for Pride Month. I'm joined by
Diggs Gaming.
It's your boy JoJo.
And I'm KB Hunting. Let's get into it. All right, so LGBT representation has not always been the best, but I would like to talk today about the good, the bad, and how we could possibly improve. Do you guys have any favorites?
Ellie from The Last of Us.
Like, that's like recent. Fair enough.
Well, I mean,
I got something more recent.
I didn't really play that. I gave up on the second one, so like, I only know Ellie really from the first game, and I kind of already knew from the first game. It was just like I don't know. She's one of my favorite characters for sure when it comes to like the LGBT community. Yeah. And we're just talking gaming, or also in like culture, like
movies, comics. Your favorite?
Sonic.
Mine's
Teenage
more recent than his. Mine's more recent.
Sonic Teenage Warhead from Deadpool.
I need to watch that so bad.
That's my girl, right?
I need to watch the second one. I've only seen the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's Luz Nacera from The Owl House. That's mine.
All right. For me, like, I really enjoyed Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and the fact that you could play her basically however you wanted. I actually wanted to my first playthrough with her to only be sapphic romances, and then my pansexual heart completely took over, and I just had her sleep with pretty much everybody that I found attractive. But like,
at least you're honest about that.
Yeah, considering the good, the bad, the ugly, I was really disappointed that EA basically, or was it EA or Activision? Ubisoft. That's my bad.
You're a fan of the series and you don't know it's by Ubisoft? Come on.
Don't act like you don't know me. How long have you both known me?
I've known you longer than JoJo.
Exactly. You should know that I know games. I don't know gaming companies at all. You could show me like the title card before a game and then ask me what game that it's made by, and I will not be able to answer you. That's
no, I'm the same way when I got into Call of Duty, because like I didn't know Activision and Infinity Ward were making games, so I always just assumed it was Infinity Ward, or like Activision and Treyarch. My bad. I got the difference.
Anyway.
Yeah.
They kind of went back on their promise with the DLC that you could play her as completely a lesbian, because they tied in, I didn't even play the DLC because I was so upset about it, but they forced her into a straight relationship. Like, no matter what you chose, she was going to end up with him, and it's just terrible.
It took out the essence of freedom.
Yeah. So they basically said, you're going to be able to do whatever you want. Just kidding. Once you spend more money.
Cue the oof sound for Ubisoft.
Sad times.
Big back. Oh my god, there's like one other game. I thought no. So like the other person I think that like really kind of satisfies it is Starfire.
From
Titans. Oh, she can go either way. She's gone either way.
Yeah.
And definitely one of my
valid.
From the Titans, definitely like one of my top 3 favorite characters from the Titan comics.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to see that put into like the live action. Like, I would love to see her make an appearance in the DCEU, but that's all dependent if Zack Snyder gets full control, because we all know Warner Brothers can't handle the truth that they can't make a movie that sells like anything Zack Snyder won't do.
Yeah. I mean, even Deadpool is canonically bisexual or pansexual.
Deadpool. It's a bit hard to put a label with Deadpool because
he's just Deadpool. He's crazy. I mean, it really is hard because he's the most unpredictable comic book character ever. Maybe one of the most unpredictable characters, period. So we can't really know for sure.
Deadpool
does his own thing.
So like, I mean, I know Ryan Reynolds definitely wants to portray him as either bisexual or pansexual. Like, I remember reading tweets about it.
My opinion, just let him. Just let him. He's basically a character himself at this point. Just let him. Just let him roll with it.
Ryan Reynolds earned that Ryan Reynolds earned that role. It is his now. It is forever and ever his. He can do whatever he wants with the role.
Yeah.
Especially after X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that was a bad movie.
Wait, is that you? Oh, sorry, it's just me fixing the timeline.
Why would you sew Deadpool's mouth shut? There's a reason he's called the Merc with the mouth.
Yeah. Oh, that was bad.
Merc with mouth Punisher? What? No. Psylocke? They're not even a Merc.
I got another character that
Deadpool.
Probably an icon at this point, Garnet from Steven Universe.
Oh yeah, Garnet's so good too.
Mm-hmm.
I need to finish that series. I started watching it and then I didn't finish it. And then I saw the wedding episode and I was like, God, now I need to go back and watch the entire like romance go. They're so cute.
I mean, the writers, the creator, they just did that beautifully. They did that perfectly. And the fact is that Cartoon Network let them do this. It's just amazing. It really is.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they would have gone away with more if they weren't on Cartoon Network too, or they would have tried. Anyway, one that I don't know if y'all know, I think I mentioned it to JoJo, is Link from Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, you told me about that the other day.
Yeah, the producer.
Wait, what?
Eiji Aonuma, forgive me if I pronounce that terribly, has said back during the Ocarina of Time Day that he wanted Link to be gender neutral. Like he has also said that Link is definitely a male, but he wanted to create a character specifically that men and women would be able to relate to. So, you know.
Yeah, it definitely shows in the stories.
Yeah, especially in like some of the character design choices, especially in I think it was Triforce Heroes where Link does like don a dress, and with Breath of the Wild there are more feminine outfits, especially when he has to sneak into the Gerudo village. Which, like, harking back to some sketchy, like, not quite great, not quite bad. The character that does give Link that outfit, it's not, like, really confirmed if that is a trans woman or if it's just a man purposefully trying to sneak into, like, a women's only village for not great purposes. Almost, but yeah, I don't know if either of you have played Breath of the Wild.
I haven't gotten that far.
I haven't played Breath of the Wild yet.
Yeah, like it was kind of played like even if she was a trans woman, the way they kind of played it off wasn't the best. Like it would have made me feel better to have her taken a little bit more seriously instead of just making fun in the end.
I mean, we have come a long way with portrayal of the LGBT community, but you know, we still have a ways to go. We really do.
Yeah. I mean, I've mentioned this on the channel before, but The Witcher 3, like, man, that, like, in the first, I think, hour that I played, you come across, like, a huntsman, I believe, and the entire time he's kind of talking about how he's cursed, and I'm like, well, I'm a witcher, you know, like, I can lift any curse, you're gonna be okay, just pay me some coin. And he's like, no, you can't do anything, I'm gay, and, like, my lover was, like, killed himself or was murdered somehow, and I've been exiled and everything's terrible and nothing's ever gonna fix it. And I'm like, oh, like for once I would just like a AAA title or just like a major gaming company, not just like some indie scene game. Like it's good that the indie scene exists and has some very strong LGBT representation going on, but I would like it to see it in mainstream where their fantasy games just, you can have a fantasy game that doesn't have racism and homophobia in it like that badly. Like you can try for historical accuracy all you want for your world state aesthetically, but when it comes to like societal norms, please just play around a bit more. Like they don't have to be like place settings. Their history does not have to mimic actual real life history, you know?
Speaking of independent game studios, I remember the PS5 event. There was this game that was shown off called Goodbye Volcano High, And the main character in the game is actually a non-binary character who was being played by a non-binary actor.
That's really good for them. Like, I really appreciate when to purposefully cast, especially if they give that that actor or actress. I don't know what the non-gendered term of that is. Is it also actor?
I'm not sure.
I don't know, but you know what I'm meaning.
Yeah.
By that.
You know what I really liked?
What?
Mahershala Ali's performance in the Green Book.
Okay.
I never saw that.
The Green, it was really good. Honestly, like, because the character he plays, he's like a world famous pianist, like a doctorate in music and everything. But we don't. I don't honestly. I didn't even find out until it got revealed in the film. Cause back in the time, he was also in the racist South. So this is like the 1940s, 1950s. He was in racist Southern America at the time, and like it was like a whole bunch of mess. Like just being black down there at the time, like it's always bad, but like it was basically kind of like a double stuffed Oreo down there for him. It was like a double stuffed Oreo problem down there, but like how he portrayed it in the movie was honestly, it didn't cause any rage because he did it with such a grace. Like he didn't like have to overact or anything. He just did it like any normal day job.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm pretty sure he won like an award for it. And if he didn't, shame on the Academy. But it was a really good film, and he did a really good job like with the role. And now he's casted for Blade.
Yeah, and that just brings up a topic that some people like to talk about. Should straight actors portray characters that are in the LGBT community? And
it all depends on honestly, it all depends on the genre because like for instance, like you can't say that you can't compare like the representation in Moonlight to the Birdcage because the Birdcage is a comedy and Robin Williams and can't remember the other guy's name.
Nathan Lane
do it in a comedic way. Where with Moonlight, it's more of a coming of age story with someone who's just trying to with a young man, a young black man trying to explore his sexuality and trying to like figure out how he's going to conduct himself with it along with his life.
Especially, I would also say it would depend on how much that they're willing to research
and how far they're willing to go.
Yeah, like also you shouldn't be purposefully picking someone who's straight just because you don't want to like deal with a different like aspect of the community. You should also like, if a straight actor is the best person for the job, then like if they're willing to put in the work to figure out like the struggles and like you're willing to like pay somebody to be there and be like, no, like that's not how that would work. Maybe I would definitely say that it would be worth it to try and find somebody that is part of, you know, the gay, lesbian, trans community, like non-binary community for those roles.
Like Bohemian Rhapsody is perfect for that.
Because there's like, take a chance on like these new actors and actresses, and
yeah,
you know, they have the talent. You just need to give them the chance. Like I know, especially in like Hollywood and stuff, there's this
stigma.
Not just like stigma, but also you want people, you want your audience to know the actor or actress. So you want to like cast like a big name for one of the leading roles or for all of the leading roles. But I think it would really be to your benefit to maybe branch out of that a little bit and take a chance.
Yeah, it's like the actor, we've all seen movies that had an A-list casting and failed at the box office.
That's happened way too many times. And yeah, I'm going to give you my thought on this. My thought,
the movie's going to be good every time. Like with Bohemian Rhapsody, they did good. They did good with the casting. They casted people on the appearance because it being a biopic of Freddie Mercury. Casted people on if they could pull off the look. and how accurately they could do it, but they also sugarcoated it a bit because we like anyone that listened to Queen or grew up watching Queen or knows about Freddie Mercury knows that man was flamingly gay, flamingly like straight like
What
pink.
did you think the song Bicycle was about?
I see it flew over my head. I just thought it was about riding bikes. Honestly, I don't judge me. But even
when I first listened to it, I was a kid, so.
Have you guys seen Bohemian Rhapsody like in full?
No, I haven't.
Like they tried. There was a line in it where he said, "I think I'm bisexual," because he was also dating like his lifelong like friend at the time. It was like he was saying like, "Oh, I think I'm bisexual," and she's like, "No, you're gay." I was like, kind of like.
I hate it when people
like
try and make you pick a side.
Yeah, like.
And you know what? It seems
like he was gay, but I guarantee she wasn't that harsh about it.
Yeah, probably not.
Like, no, you're gay. I mean, but I get it. Like they were like borderline engaged, like heartbroken. Like a lot can get mixed in emotions, but like at the same time, like you really have to put that line in.
Right.
It's more of like a self-discovery thing, and like not just like a blame game kind of scenario.
You know, we're trying to say something, Diggs.
Yeah, I really do hate that when people try to tell others to pick a side. And I watched this show called Grownish. I don't know if you guys watch it, but there were 2 different episodes where they talked about this. And it was from the point of views of a girl and a guy. There's one of the main characters is a bisexual female. And in one of the episodes, she was on a date with the girl, and she told the girl that she was bi, and that girl told her, I'm not going to be a part of somebody's phase. And it's and it just makes me think there are people that like both guys and girls. Come on.
Hi. Guess what? Me and my girlfriend are both not straight and also both like men and women and non-binary people.
Exactly. Come on. And then but also later on, she started dating this guy, and then he told her that he was actually bi, but she could not handle that for some reason.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I also know in a lot of, especially like comedy type, not even like serious comedies, but like they have comedy elements to it. They often, I've noticed, cast like a bisexual character that ends up in a straight relationship, like, and it's usually the woman, and she was like, is normally like telling somebody else about, oh yeah, I used to kiss girls in college, but now, and then I met my husband, and it's like, that's the only time it's ever mentioned, and it's only in like 1 episode. Like it might be brought up twice. That's not representation.
Will and Grace was a pretty good representation.
Really?
I like Will. I love Will and Grace. Will and Grace is funny.
I never saw it.
Watch. Always was, because like my grandmother always had it on when she was at the house, and I just like I couldn't, like, I honestly couldn't look away because I just thought it was hilarious, and like it was a well put together story, but I don't know where I was going with this.
Okay, let me tell you about the other episode.
I don't know where I was going with this.
All right, let me tell you guys about the
finish up the other episode.
Yeah, the other episode, it's with another main character, and he's straight. He's completely straight. He has a girlfriend, and they ended up we might have to put a warning on this.
Yeah.
But he and his girlfriend ended up having a threesome with another guy. And during that, those two actually, the 2 guys actually kissed.
Yeah.
And he's telling his friends this, and it's like, well, that's not for me. It's not for me. I tried it, don't like it, never gonna do it again. And some of his friends are telling him that he's now gay because he kissed a guy.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
Yeah, that's not how that works. And they're all trying to explain that to him, and they're not getting it. And but he knows that he's not. And I think that's just
frustrating.
Are you guys familiar with Law and Order SVU?
Yes. I watched that. I used to watch that show all the time.
There's an episode with Ice-T with this guy. Is like, and the guy's like, "I'm not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men." And Ice-T's like, I think it's become a meme at this point. It's like, and Ice-T's like, "Well, I got news for you. That means you're gay." And he's just like,
yeah,
looking. It's like,
I mean, means you're bisexual at the very least.
Yeah, at the very least.
but then again, there's also people that will just have platonic relationships with women, but also just have. There are like, I know gay people like that.
Yeah,
Platonic
it's a
relationships.
spectrum.
Yeah. But just to shove it down the throat. I mean, it's funny, I get it. Like, it's become a meme and all. It's funny now. But it's like, at the time, to shove it down the throat, man. Ice-T, come on, brother. That's why I hate when Hollywood.
Ice-T was the best part of that show. I won't take any criticism on that.
I hate when Hollywood tries to shove it down your throat.
You finished?
Yeah, sorry.
I know in like other, like, I haven't watched Supernatural in like a hot minute, but I also know that the fans basically threw a riot when the writers killed off one of the only lesbian relationships, I believe it was.
I thought that was the 100, not Supernatural.
It was both.
Oh, it was both? That happened in both?
It's happened a lot, especially with relationships between like two women. It's actually become almost a trope, especially in written fiction, where it was basically used as a way to show lesbians that you will never be happy in a relationship because something absolutely tragic is always going to happen. You know, one of you is going to die. You're going to be torn apart. I mean, they used to lock people up in insane asylums and, you know, give them lobotomies and like shock their brains.
Yes.
Because they liked people of the same gender, or they wanted to transition to the opposite one, or they wanted to completely reject the binary together.
Or because they're also in interracial relationships. That was another reason why they shock people.
Yeah. So
that's just sad. I mean, that's just sad where we were and
still are in some cases.
Yeah.
And still supports that shit.
I mean, conversion therapy. And it's just sad that we're still talking about this and this stuff is still going on. It's crazy because at this point, it should not be a big deal anymore.
It shouldn't.
I mean,
it's definitely making progress. It is definitely not going as quickly as it should be. But
I mean, literally yesterday, the first active NFL player came out as gay.
Yeah.
This is the first time that's ever happened. It's 2021. That should not have been the first time that happened.
It shouldn't.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. It
really
like, is.
I can understand why they would be so hesitant about it, though, because think about it. You got cameras on you 24/7. You're in the spotlight. Like, it's a lot. I mean, especially because
a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It's like, especially because, and like most like sports fan bases are like predominantly male. Like they're gonna and guys are judgy, especially with athletes. They're already judgy enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can already understand that. So like honestly, like good for him. I can't remember the guy's name. I know he plays for
It's Carl Nassib, defensive end for the Raiders.
Yeah. I honestly, it takes a lot of bravery to go out and do that, especially playing in football.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because usually lacrosse gets the hits for that. So like honestly, like it's good to see that like athletes are starting to come out and like especially on that kind of like playing field, pun intended.
Yeah.
I mean, I still remember when Michael Sam came
Olympic
out.
Players, so
yeah, like Olympians will do it, but like
and be like openly gay as well.
Yeah, I still remember when Michael Sam came out as gay, and this was a draft prospect. He had not been in the NFL yet, but I still remember when that happened. And that was what, 7 years ago when that happened?
Yeah.
Jojo, do you remember that?
Yeah, I vaguely remember it.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge sports fan. Can't help it.
I know. But I just know this stuff. And I just hope we get to a point where this is not as big of a deal as it is right now.
Yeah, hopefully this is the gate. This is like what opens the gate up.
Yeah.
Hopefully. We've had a prospect, we've had former players come out, but I mean, again, this is the first time that an active player came out as gay.
Yeah. So hopefully the trend continues. Hopefully by them being out, it encourages others. Because usually if there's one, there's more.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully he's getting the support that he needs from his teammates, and they're not, you know.
Oh, you've got a lot of people that are supporting him as soon as he came out. I mean, so many people are supporting this, and I'm just hoping that this support continues.
Yeah.
And it would just make us better.
As a
As a nation.
Yeah.
One more thing I want to talk about is it's now starting to become normal in children's media, because we talked about Steven Universe on Cartoon Network. Earlier, I mentioned the main character of the Owl House that's on Disney, and you have Nickelodeon, there's a show called The Loud House.
Mm-hmm.
They had two fathers.
Yeah.
A homosexual marriage. Couldn't think of it for a second.
Yeah.
With the main character's best friend. And then for those that don't know the show, it's a show about a boy who is the only boy in a family of 11. So he has 10 sisters. One of his sisters is bisexual and has a girlfriend in the show. And it's not just a one-off thing. It's something that is still going on in the show. She still has a girlfriend. And when that happened, I forget who it was. It was either a writer or a producer, said that in a family that big, at least one of the kids is going to be, either gay, bi, whatever. At least one of them's going to be. And
yeah,
I really do like that we're starting to see this more often.
Right. I mean, Blue's Clues had a pride parade. I saw that on TikTok.
What?
Blue's Clues had a pride parade. Like legit, like they had a song and everything.
A few years ago, it was Arthur that had a gay marriage.
Yeah, Mr. Radberg.
Yeah.
Or Radburn. I don't remember.
And I want to go back to the Owl House with the ship name is called Lumity. And I sent you that video. Did you get a chance to watch it?
I have not. I'm sorry.
Well, from my point of view, it looks like the classic rival turned lovers type.
Oh, I love that trope.
Yeah, it seems like that classic trope, and people are just eating this up. And the creator of the show stated that the main character's bi, and the other person is a lesbian.
Nice.
And again, the fact is Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and Disney just allowing the creators to make these kind of stories, to have these kind of relationships. It truly is amazing.
Right. And I think it's definitely going to be like a turning point as well. I think that not so much that kids are getting exposed younger, but the media we consume definitely changes the way we think. And the more media that we see from different perspectives is definitely for the better, I would say. For empathy in particular, which is definitely something that's far more needed in general.
Yeah, especially with how far we've come from that, because it would normally be like a blink or you miss it moment.
Right.
And sometimes it's after the show, like a show ends, that people are going to come out and say, well, we wanted this character to be, this and that. And
J.K. Rowling.
And I remember, did you guys watch Gravity Falls?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, partially.
Okay, that was another Disney show, and and creator of the show came out and said that he wanted to have, homosexual relationships in the show, but Disney would not allow it at the time.
Wasn't Dipper and Mabel identical twins as well? So one of them's trans.
Well, I don't know if they're identical. I'm sorry.
Okay. If they are identical, then one of them's definitely trans. If they're fraternal, then I guess there's a chance that it's not. But
yeah, I don't remember they were supposed to be identical or not. But
and I remember that they were twins, but not. I never like actually watched the show. I've seen like I think it's Film Theory or Game Theory that's done episodes on it.
Yeah,
and I've watched that just because I like watching Game Theory and Film Theory and Food Theory.
Yeah, and there was another show on Disney. It was one of their live action shows. It was called Andy Mack, and they actually had one of the main characters come out as gay very early on in the series. It was in the first season when that happened. So that was a big turning point in this. And I just think if you allow this to keep happening, especially with children's media, to make it so that they can see this is normal, there's nothing wrong with this.
Yeah.
It's a part of life. And if you feel like that's who you are, you can talk about it. You don't have to stay quiet.
Yeah. I think that's definitely the most important part is helping them learn how to have conversations and like be able to figure out and be able to have the confidence to talk to maybe not the authority figure. Well, yeah, the authority figures in their life and also their friends, and be able to foster those kinds of relationships, like strong, healthy relationships, platonically or otherwise. So like final thoughts, we've come a long way. We have a long way to go. Writers, please, or whoever's hiring the writers, please expand your horizons on who you're hiring. There's a lot of different perspectives out in the world that everybody would love to see, just in general. Mm-hmm. Anyone worth caring about anyway, I suppose. But this has been the Off Hunting Podcast. I'm your host, KB.
It's your boy Diggs Gaming.
Way to steal my line there. And this your boy JoJo.
We will see you guys next time.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. All right. See ya.